Hello, my name is Deanne. This is Deanne's Treasure Studio, where I read gaming content not available on Audible. So gather around, friends, to hear free reading 2024, Chapter 7, Spells Description, Goodberry Plus. And without further ado, Goodberry, Level 1, Conjuration, Druid Ranger. Casting time, action. Range, self. Components, VSM, a sprig of mistletoe. Duration is 24 hours. 10 berries appear in your hand and are infused with magic for the duration. A creature can take a bonus action to eat one berry. Each berry restores 1 hit point, and the berry provides enough nourishment to sustain a creature for 1 day. Uneaten berries disappear when the spell ends. Moving on. Grasping Vine. Level 4 Conjuration. Druid Ranger. Casting time. Bonus action. Range 60 foot. Components VS. Duration. Concentration. Up to 1 minute. You conjure a vine that sprouts from its surface in an unoccupied space that you can see within range. The vine lasts for the duration. Make a melee spell attack against a creature within 30 feet of the vine. On a hit, the creature takes 4d8 bludgeoning damage and is pulled up to 30 feet towards the vine. If the target is huge or smaller, it has the grappled condition. Escape DC equal to your spell save DC. The vine can grapple only one creature at a time, and you can cause the vine to release a grappled creature. No action required. As a bonus action, on your later turns, you can repeat the attack against a creature within 30 feet of the vine. Using a higher level spell slot, the number of creatures the vine can grapple increases by 1 for each spell slot level above 4. Grease. Level 1 Conjuration. Sorcerer Wizard. Casting time, action. Range 60 feet. Components VSM, a bit of pork, rind, or butter. Duration 1 minute. Non-flammable grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered on a point within range and turns into difficult terrain for the duration. When the grease appears, each creature standing in its area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or has the prone condition. A creature that enters the area or ends its turn there must also succeed on a save or fall prone. Greater invisibility. Level 4 Illusion Bard Sorcerer Wizard. Casting time, action. Range touch. Components VS. Duration concentration. Up to 1 minute. A creature you touch has the invisibility condition until the spell ends. Greater Restoration. Level 5 Abjuration Bard Cleric Druid Paladin Ranger. Casting time, action. Range self. Components VSM diamond dust worth 100 plus gold pieces, which the spell consumes. Duration instantaneous. You touch a creature and magically remove one of the following effects from it. 1 exhaustion level. The charmed or petrified condition. A curse including the target's attunement to a cursed magic item. Any reduction to one of the target's ability scores. Any reduction to the target's hit point maximum. Guardian of Faith. Level 4 Conjuration. Cleric. Casting time, action. Range 30 feet. Components V. Duration 8 hours. A large spectral guardian appears and hovers for the duration in an unoccupied space that you can see within range. The guardian occupies the space and is invulnerable. And it appears in a form appropriate for your deity or pantheon. Any enemy that moves into a space within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there makes a dexterity saving throw, taking 20 radiant damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. The guardian vanishes when it has dealt a total of 60 damage. Guards and wards. Level 6, Abjuration, Bard, Wizard. Casting time, 1 hour. Range, touch. Components, VSM. A silver rod worth 10 plus gold pieces. Duration, 24 hours. You create a ward that protects up to 2,500 square feet of floor space. The warded area can be up to 20 feet tall, and you shape it as one 50-foot square. 100th 5-foot squares that are continuous, or 25 10-foot squares that are continuous. When you cast the spell, you can specify individuals that are unaffected by the spell's effects. You can also specify a password that, when spoken aloud within 5 feet of the warded area, makes the speaker immune to its effects. The spell creates the effects below within the ward area. Dispel magic has no effect on the guards and wards itself, but each of the following effects can be dispelled. If all 4 or dispelled guards and wards ends, if you cast a spell every day for 365 days on the same area, the spell thereafter lasts until its effects are dispelled. Corridors. Fog fills all the warded corridors, making them heavily obscured. In addition, at each intersection or branching passage offering a choice of direction, there is a 50% chance that the creature other than you believes that it's going in the opposite direction for one it chooses. Doors. All doors in the warded area are magically locked, as if sealed by the arcane lock spell. In addition, you can cover up the 10 doors with an illusion to make them appear as plain sections of wall. Stairs. Webs fill all the stairs in the warded area from top to bottom as the web spell. These strands regrow in 10 minutes if they are destroyed while the guards and wards last. Other spell effects. Place one of the following magical effects within the warded area. Dancing lights. In 4 corridors with a simple program that the lights repeat as long as the guards and wards last. Magic mouth. In 2 locations. Stinking cloud. In 2 locations. The vapors return within 10 minutes if dispersed, while the guards and wards last. Gust of wind. In 1 corridor or room, the wind blows continuously while the spell lasts. Suggestion. In a 5-foot square, any creature that enters the square receives the suggestion mentally. Moving on to guidance. Divination cantrip, cleric, druid. Casting time, action. Range, touched. Components, VS. Duration, concentration, up to 1 minute. You touch a willing creature and choose a skill. Until the spell ends, the creature adds a 1d4 to any ability check using the chosen skill. Moving on to Guiding Bolt. Level 1 Evocation, Cleric. Casting time, action. Range, 120 feet. Components, VS. Duration, 1 round. You hurl a bolt of light towards a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, it takes 46 radiant damage, and the next attack roll made against it before the end of your turn has advantage. Using a higher level spell slot, the damage increases 1d6 for each spell slot. Level above 1. Moving on. Gust of Wind. Level 2 Evocation. Druid, Ranger, Sorcerer, Wizard. Casting time, action. Range self. Components of VSM. A legume seed. Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. A line of strong wind, 60 foot and 10 feet wide, blast from you in a direction you choose for the duration. Each creature in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away from you in a direction following the line. A creature that ends its turn in the line must make the same save. Any creature in the line must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves before moving closer to you. The gust dissipates gas or vapor, and it extinguishes candles similar to unprotected flames in the area. It causes protected flames, such as those in lanterns, to dance wildly and has a 50% chance to extinguish them. As a bonus action, on your later turns, you can change the direction in which the line blasts from you. Moving on to H spells. Hail of Thorns, level 1 Conjuration Ranger. Casting time, bonus action, which you take immediately after you hit a creature with a ranged weapon. Range self. Components V. Duration instantaneous. As you hit the creature, the spell creates a rain of thorns that sprouts from your ranged weapon or ammunition. The target of the attack and each creature within 5 feet of it make a dexterity saving throw, taking 1d10 piercing damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. Using a higher level spell slot, the damage increases by 1d10 for each spell slot above 1. Hollow, level 5 Abjuration, Cleric. Casting time, 24 hours. Range, touch. Components VSM, incense worth 1,000 gold pieces, plus gold pieces, which the spell consumes. Duration, until dispelled. You touch a point and infuse the area around it with holy or unholy power. The area can be a radius up to 60 feet, and the spell fails if the radius includes an area already under the effect of the hollow. The affected area has the following effects. Hollowed ward. Choose any of the creature types: aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead. Creatures of the chosen type can willingly enter the area, and any creature that is possessed by or that has the charmed or frightened condition for such a creature isn't possessed, charmed, or frightened by them while in the area. Extra effect. You bind an extra effect to the area from the list below. Courage. Creatures of any types you choose can't gain the frightened condition while in the area. Darkness. Darkness fills the area. Normal light as well as magical light created by spells of a level lower than this spell can't illuminate the area. Daylight. Bright light fills the area Magical darkness created by spells of a lower level than this spell can't extinguish the light. Peaceful rest. Dead bodies entered in the area can't be turned into undead. Extra-dimensional interference. Creatures of any types you choose can't enter or exit the area using the teleportation or interplanar travel. Fear. Creatures of any types you choose have the frightened condition while in the area. Resistance. Creatures of any types you choose have resistance to one damage type of your choice while in the area. Silence. No sound can emanate from within the area, and no sound can reach into it. Tongues. Creatures of any types you choose can communicate with any other creature in the area, even if you don't share a common language. Vulnerability. Creatures of any types you choose have vulnerability to one damage type of your choice while in the area. Hallucinatory terrain. Level 4. Illusion, Bard, Druid, Warlock, Wizard. Casting time 10 minutes. Range 300 feet. Components VSM. A mushroom. Duration 24 hours. You make natural terrain in a 150-foot cube in range. Look, sound, and smell like another sort of natural terrain. Thus, open fields or a road can be made to resemble a swamp, hill, crevices, or other difficult or impassable terrain. A pond can be made to seem like a grassy meadow, a precipice like a gentle slope, or a rock-strewn gully like a wide and smooth road. Manufactured structures, equipment, and creatures within the area aren't changed. The tactile characteristics of the terrain are unchanged, so creatures entering the area are likely to notice the illusion. If the difference isn't obvious by touch, a creature examining the illusion can take the study action to make an intelligence investigation check against the spell DC to disbelieve it. If the creature discerns that the terrain is illusionary, the creature sees a vague image of the superimposed on the real terrain. Harm. Level 6, Necromancy Cleric. Casting time, action. Range 60 feet, components VS, duration instantaneous. You unleash virulent magic on a creature you can see within range. The target makes a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 14d6 necrotic damage, and its hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the necrotic damage it took. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage only. This spell can't reduce the target's hit points maximum below 1. Moving on to haste. Level 3 transmutation. Sorcerer Wizard. Casting time, action. Range 30 feet, components VSM, shavings of licorice root, duration, concentration up to 1 minute. Choose a willing creature that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, the target's speed is doubled. It gains a +2 to armor class. It has advantage on dexterity saving throws, and it gains an additional action on each of its turns. The action can be used to take only the attack, one attack only, dash, disengage, hide, or utilize action. When the spell ends, the target is incapacitated, and it has a speed of 0 until the end of its next turn, as well as a wave of lethargy washes over it. Heal. Level 6, Abjuration, Cleric, Druid, Casting Time, Action. Range is 60 feet. Components VS. Duration instantaneous. Choose a creature that you can see within range. Positive energy washes through the target, restoring 70 hit points. This spell also ends the blinded, deafened, or poisoned condition on the target. Using a higher level spell slot, the healing increases by 10 for each spell slot level above 6. Moving on to Healing Word. Level 1, Abjuration, Bard, Cleric, Druid. Healing Word. Level 1, Abjuration, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Casting Time, Bonus Action. Range 60 feet, Components V. Duration instantaneous. A creature of your choice that you can see within range regains hit points equal to 2d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Using a higher level spell slot, the healing increases by 2d4 for each level slot above 1. Heat Metal. Level 2, Transmutation, Bard, Druid, Casting Time, Action. Range 60 feet, components VSM, a piece of iron and a flame. Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. Choose a manufactured metal object, such as the metal weapon or a suit of heavy or medium metal armor that you can see within range. You choose the object to glow red hot. Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast the spell until the spell ends, and you can't take the bonus action each of your later turns to deal this damage again if the object is within range. If a creature is holding or wearing the object, it takes the damage from it. The creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn. Using higher level spell slot, the damage increases 1d8 for each spell slot above 2. Hellish Rebuke. Level 1, Evocation, Warlock. Casting Time. Reaction, which you take in response to taking damage from a creature that you can see within 60 feet of yourself. Range 60 feet. Components VS. Duration instantaneous. The creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by green flames. It takes a dexterity saving throw, taking 2d10 fire damage on a fail save or have as much damage on a successful one. Using a higher level spell slot, the damage increases by 1d10 for each spell slot above 1. Heroes Feast. Level 6, Conjuration, Bard, Cleric, Druid. Casting Time 10 minutes. Range self-components VSM. A gem-encrusted bowl worth 1,000 plus gold pieces, which the spell consumes. Duration instantaneous. You conjure a feast that appears on its surface in an unoccupied 10-foot cube next to you. The feast takes 1 hour to consume and disappears at the end of that time, and the beneficial effects don't settle in until its hour is over. Up to 12 creatures can partake in the feast. A creature that partakes gains several benefits which last 24 hours. The creature is resistant to poison damage. It's immune to frightened and poison conditions. Has the hit point maximum increased by 2d10, and it gains the same number of hit points. Heroism. Level 1 enchantment Bard Paladin. Casting time, action, range, touch, components vs duration, concentration up to 1 minute. A willing creature you touch is imbued with bravery. Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to frightened condition and gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each of its turns. Using a higher level spell slot, you can target one additional creature for each spell slot level above a 1. Hex. Level 1 enchantment Warlock. Casting time, bonus action, range 90 feet. Components VSM, the petrified eye of a newt. Duration, concentration up to 1 hour. You place a curse on a creature that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage on the target whenever you hit it with an attack roll. Also, choose one ability when you cast the spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability. If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can make a bonus action on the later turn to curse a new creature. Using a higher level spell slot, your concentration can last longer with a spell slot level 2, up to 4 hours, 3 to 4, up to 8 hours, or 5 plus 24 hours. Hold monster. Level 5 enchantment Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. Casting time, action, range 90 feet. Components VSM, a straight piece of iron. Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. Choose a creature that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the paralyzed condition for the duration. At the end of each of your turns, the target repeats the save, ending the spell on itself on a success. Using a higher level spell slot, you can target one additional creature for each spell slot level above 5. Moving on to Hold Person, level 2, enchantment Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard. Casting time, action, range 60 feet, components VSM, a straight piece of iron, duration, concentration up to 1 minute. There you go. Choose a humanoid that you can see within range. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the paralyzed condition for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, the target repeats the save, ending the spell on itself on a success. Using higher level spell slots, you can target one additional humanoid for each spell slot above 2. Holy Aura, level 8, abjuration, cleric, casting time, action, range self, components VSM, a reliquary worth 1,000 plus gold pieces. Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. For the duration, you emit an aura and a 30-foot emanation. While in the aura, creatures of your choice have advantage on all saving throws, and other creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls against them. In addition, when the fiend or undead hits an affected creature with a melee attack roll, the attacker must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or have the blinded condition until the end of its next turn. Hunger of Hadar, level 3, conjuration, warlock, cast time, action, range 150 feet, components VSM, a pickled tentacle, duration, concentration up to 1 minute. You open a gateway to the far realm, a reign infested with unspeakable horrors. A 20-foot radius sphere of darkness appears centered on a point within range and lasting for the duration. A sphere is difficult terrain and is filled with strange whispers and slurping noises, which can be heard up to 30 feet away. No light, magical or otherwise, can illuminate the area, and creatures fully within it have the blinded condition. Any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creature that ends its turn there must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage from otherworldly tentacles. Using a level slot higher, the cold or acid damage, your choice, increases by 1d6 each spell slot above 3. Hunter's Mark. Level 1 Divination Ranger. Casting time, bonus action. Range 90 feet. Components V. Duration. Concentration up to 1 hour. You magically mark one creature you can see within range as your quarry until the spell ends. You deal an extra 1d6 force damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack roll. You also have advantage on any wisdom, perception, or survival check you make to find it. If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can take a bonus action to move the mark to a new creature you can see within range. Using a higher level spell slot, your concentration can last longer on a spell slot of 3 to 4, using 8 hours or 5 up to 24 hours. Hypnotic Pattern, level 3 Illusion Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard, casting time, action. Range 160 feet. Components V as a pinch of confetti. Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. You create a twisting pattern of colors in a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who can see the pattern must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the charmed condition for the duration. While charmed, the creature has the incapacitated condition and a speed of 0. The spell ends for the affected creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. So next time we can do spells I. Thank you for your likes and subscription. I trust that you find this useful for whatever your reasons, purposes. Please share with those who can utilize it, such as those who are blind, trouble reading, has employment that keeps them on the road, and no time for reading, and other scenarios that I haven't even fathomed. Stay tuned for more spells descriptions. Till next time.